Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I'm here to do something a little different. I got a couple of little different things going on. Let's just get right into it. This is a song of mine. I'll tell you quickly, it was an idea that I had a long time ago, but it's something that just came together recently. So let's take a listen. This is a song called Queen of the Nile.
Step right on up, the carnival barker's calling. He says, son, you won't believe your eyes. Well, she'll hypnotize you, mesmerize you. Step inside to see the queen of the Nile. When you step inside, with anticipation, and you hardly know as you're standing there alone. Then the curtains rise, you stare into the cold dark eyes of the one and only queen of the Nile. She will promise you as they move on out to another town, and you will be one more clown who will never be found when you give your life to the queen of the Nile. She will promise you paradise with icy fingers wrapped around your neck as cold, cold as ice, cold as ice. Step right on up, the carnival barker's calling. He says, folks, you won't believe your eyes. Guaranteed to hypnotize you, mesmerize you. Step inside to see the eternal queen of the Nile.
So there you go. A quick demo of that song. I did that this morning. Guitar, bass, drums, and there was a little organ part. Actually, I don't think the organ part was in this mix, but it'll be there. It's kind of along the lines of Deep Purple, Highway Star, you know, that kind of a thing. And there's no guitar solo in there yet, so I still have to do that. So I had the idea for this song probably back in the 80s somewhere. And when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of horror magazines like Eerie, Creepy, Tales from the Crypt. Man, I just loved those things. I couldn't get enough of those magazines. And so the idea for this song kind of came with that in mind. I had somewhere in the 80s, around the time I wrote the lick for this song, I had a Marshall, and I didn't usually play with Marshalls. I had a Marshall half stack that I got somebody, an old Marshall half stack from the 60s. I wish I still had it. It would be worth a fortune. And it just had a cool, crunchy sound, and that lick kind of came out of that. The second part of that story, oh, before that even happened, I had the working lyrics Queen of the Nile, but I never really got the inspiration to go anywhere with it. And if you guys are songwriters out there, I know some of you are. You know, for me, I write the music first, and usually there's some working lyrics that come along with it. And then you develop the regular lyrics, as you go. But sometimes the working lyrics, I find, if they're really good, like they were in this Queen of the Nile, I had a couple of things to start the verse with, but they were so good, but they didn't go anywhere. And for years, I kept trying to do something with the song and was never able to do it. That's where this enters the picture. Okay, so I've been playing Strats my whole life, except for a couple of years there in the late 70s. I bought a Les Paul Custom. I thought, man, I have arrived. And I played that guitar for a couple of years, but I ended up going back to a Strat, and I've been playing a Strat ever since. I love the sound of single coils. I love the sound of a Strat. I'm not crazy about the sound of humbuckers, or at least I wasn't. So I was selling one of my Strats, and somebody contacted me and said, hey, you interested in a trade? And I've never traded before, and I was like, I don't know, just on a whim, I was like, I don't know what you got. And he goes, well, I got an SG. And I thought, send me some pictures. And I thought, that would be kind of fun. Let's do it. So we got together and we swapped guitars. And I brought this thing home. I plugged it into my Mesa Boogie I have downstairs. I don't use it a lot going out, but because I use Dr. Z stuff usually, but I plugged it into the Boogie because I had a feeling, and damn, it was so cool. So I immediately started playing the lick to that song, and the words just poured out. So the version that you just heard, I'm still like locking in the lyrics. I'm still locking in the rhythm of the lyrics and the phrasing. There's no solos on there yet. It's a work in progress, but all of a sudden, boom, the song happened. And listen, I'm a firm believer. And again, if you're a songwriter out there, let me know if you agree with this. I have thought a lot in my life that really good songs exist already somewhere out there in the ether. And under the right conditions, they come into you and through you and out into the world. And I, thought that back when I first started writing. I'd write a song and I'd go, wow, that's pretty good. Where did that even come from? Because am I smart enough to think to think something, to come up with something like that? Where did that come from? And I know a lot of people feel the same way. And now, with the advent of social media, you see a lot of big songwriters talking about the same thing. It's like, I'm not really sure where it came from. It was divine inspiration. It was something. I don't know what it was. I also feel like sometimes the songs are in the instrument. So this guitar had the rest of that song in it. And isn't that an interesting concept? For years, for decades, I've been farting around with that song, but I've got tons of songs like that are just bits and pieces, and it's like, and you just find the right key to unlock it, and the rest of that song was sitting in this guitar, and this guitar found its way to me to finish that song. So I think that was a really cool thing. So, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. If you like the song, I'm going to leave it up here. I'll probably keep putting versions of it on my page as I put new tracks on it and as it develops. So if you like the song, you got a place to go listen to it. Once it's done, it'll be on Spotify, so you'll be able to check it out on there as well. Yeah, that's it. That's what I did this Saturday. I will have to eventually go and check on my laundry and see if it's done, throw it in the dryer. But other than that, we're waiting for a snowstorm. I'm on the East Coast. We're waiting for a snowstorm tonight. We're supposed to get a little under a foot of snow. But I don't have a gig tonight, so that's all good. I got a gig tomorrow afternoon, just before the Super Bowl, at a beautiful brewery up here in Orange County, New York. And if anyone's around, Tin Barn Brewing in Orange County, up in Chester, New York, Sugarloaf, New York, come by and check us out. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys like the song. If you're new to the channel, I would like it if you would press the little subscribe button there, ring the bell for notifications, and just support the channel. We just want to keep going, and we're having a great time doing this. So happy Saturday, everybody. Be safe out there. See you in a little bit.